Test, test, test. What's going on, yo? What's going on? Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding. Who was in the live yesterday? You broke down this setup in the live yesterday. Who was in the live yesterday? Shout out to those that hopped in this setup. We're currently at a nice 1-3, almost 1-4. This thing is going crazy right now. And of course, as you can see, we caught the whole move yesterday, as well as the whole candlestick for today. It's called the playbook for a reason, y'all. It's called the playbook for a reason. What's going on, Chris? I see you up in here. So we got a few other stuff we're looking at today. We also got some news today. But as you can see, gold and US30 kind of just chilled yesterday. And then so did GU. So we're going to see what happens today during the 8:30 news. We do got 8:30 news today for the USD pairs. And then we also got news Thursday and Friday. So it's going to be interesting to see what gold, GU, and US30 do today. But again, GJ just went absolutely crazy, y'all. So we're back with the bullish momentum. We still got a little bit of work to do, though. We still have to hold this low as support here at 199.70, 199.75. So that's what we're going to be looking for, if not today, this week happening. But yeah, we're chilling in this GJ position. This thing ended up flying last night. Again, it chilled a little bit. The markets reopened, but as you can see, when Tokyo session started at 8 o'clock, that's when that thing pushed up to the upside. So as far as this live stream, we're going to be watching US30 and GU for possible setups. Gold still got a little bit of work to do. Again, you can see gold's just been kind of chilling right here. US30 was looking at sells here and looking for buys here. Again, this is why we wait for that retest. Because as you can see, price even at 8 a.m. failed to hold that level as support at 9:30 New York open. Obviously rejected it, came to the downside. But also you see here at 44,000, price has been struggling to hold it as resistance as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what US30 does, especially when we have SPX and NAS100 right back at all-time highs. So we're going to see US30 is going to follow those leads, or if it's going to do its own thing. And then GU, again, this is the move it did us. Let me turn this down. It's probably too loud. There we go. Actually, a little bit better. We're right back where we left off Sunday night with GU. So if GU can hold 34.40 as support, we can look for buys going to 34.80. Again, where it's at right now, depending on what it does this week, if it turns us all back to support, we're going to see the bullish momentum come back into play. But again, you can see for the past 4 days, it's been stuck chilling at this level. So we're either going to hold this low as support, and the uptrend is going to come back into play, or we're going to play ring around the rosy and have price reverse back down. We'll see the downtrend come back into play. But we see price retesting this level right here. We're going to look for another GJ position, but as you can see, it didn't do the retest anytime soon. So with GJ, we're either going to look for price to retest 199.10 to see if it can hold that support, or we're going to be looking to see if we can break above 199.70, hold that support, and look for buys there. And you can see the screenshots of the signal stuff in the my Instagram story. But also, if y'all saw the recap, again, you can see right here, again, the entry. That's all the TPs, and then you can see price. It's chilling. So we got a nice move right here. So we're just gonna let this do its thing right now. Then we'll just watch GU, see what GU's up to. But yeah, US30, probably not gonna mess with that till after the news, especially the way it's kind of just consolidating and chilling. Same thing with gold. Again, if you have not watched the Sunday chart analysis, make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis. Like I always tell y'all, the Sunday chart analysis my face goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but it goes over what we see price doing throughout the entire week. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today as well. So make sure to have y'all's noties on to be on the lookout for that. And make sure to watch the video from yesterday after the live is over. All right. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When you look at the charts, drop them in the chat. But y'all already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting right now. Shout out to the members that's in this trade still. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? So we got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. If y'all was on the live stream yesterday, we literally broke down and entered this trade. Entered at around 4:30, got wicked out. We entered it going into New York session, and then you can see we've been holding this New York session and then all last night, and you see prices still pushing. That's why I be telling y'all to pay attention to these lives and these price points we be talking about. All right, when I tell you we breaking this stuff down and watch the Sunday chart analysis, I mean it. By the way, y'all make sure you use the discount code. It's my time. The summer sale is still going on and active. You'll always be blowing me up asking me when we're gonna have a sale. When's the next sale? The sale is active right now. Take advantage of it. Do not hit me up after the sale is over because it's not gonna be another sale for a little bit. All right, so make sure to take advantage of it while it is here. All right, can't tell you how many times people do that. They watch every day when I say the sale's going on, and as soon as the sale's over, that same night they want to hit me up and be like, "Oh, no, got to jump on it when it's active." But yeah, we're just letting GJ do his thing right now. We are looking at GU as well. I'm kind of chilling in this. Also, like we talked about earlier, we have USD later on today. Going to be going live with the members during that today, so members, make sure you be on the lookout for that link. But yeah, so goals and reversals here, so we're going to let it do its thing. So depending on what it does today, if it breaks below 33.24, holds as resistance, we're going to look for sell on the 3300. Or if it breaks back above 33.68, holds as support, we're going to be looking for buy. Again, we're just going to be watching price and seeing what it does. Just like with yesterday with GJ on US30, was watching GJ and US30. US30 did not meet our confirmation. So we're looking for the GJ buy, right? And this is what we was talking about with GJ. So like, yes, GJ and US30 were both looking clean, but again, US30 never held that level of support, which is why we never went for that setup. And again, imagine if we would have got impatient and tried to go for the buy without waiting for our confirmations. We would have took an unnecessary loss for no reason. So we ended up choosing correctly yesterday. And due to that, we're in this nice setup right now. We're at a nice 1-3-1-4 RR, which means whatever you wish, you have 3 times that amount. You have used with our next move as well. So again, with GU, if you hold 34.45 as support, we can look for buys going to 34.85. That's what we're looking at with GU. So that thing's starting to push as well. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. We're looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. GU's pushing. Looks like gold's trying to push as well. Still not looking for a buy though until breaks above this level though. Again, y'all, so if y'all was in the live yesterday, we still went for buys. Why? Because we was in an uptrend, right? Even though if y'all was in yesterday's live, I even acknowledged that we shot up for 4 going on 5 days, so it could try to retest and a retracement could happen. But again, it's like we talked about in the TikTok live. You don't want to try to overcomplicate it. You don't want to try to outsmart price or try to beat price to the retracement or reversal. You just want to keep it simple and again go for high probability, high quality setups. And as you can see, because we kept this simple, continue to go with the flow of price instead of trying to chase or outsmart price, we was able to catch the entire move yesterday and so far the entire move for today. We're about to see if we can break these highs to the left right here. Again, y'all was in the live, y'all saw when price did this rejection, and then we rode after that wick. We literally rode the entire wave up. And that's why I talk about all the time. When you go with the flow of price, you're not just catching baby moves, you're going to be catching the actual move for the day, especially when volume kicks in, right? So imagine if someone would have saw this drop and instead of seeing on the bigger time frames we was bullish, try to go for sales here. Again, this is where all these fake outs become into play because people get lost in the sauce when they see a juicy candlestick. So again, we're watching US30 in gold, GU, but kind of just watching it for the most part. GU, we can look for a buy setup on. But again, depending on what happens today, what the news is going to kind of determine. Well, throughout this week, but we got to take it day by day. So what happens today with the news is kind of going to determine if the uptrend is going to continue with GU and with gold, or if we're going to see price reverse and a downtrend come back into play with GU and gold, right? Because again, we went for buys a couple weeks ago on gold as well, and then gold failed to yet again break and hold 33.98, 3400 as support, which caused a rejection yesterday. So we're either going to see price reattempt to take out these all-time highs, or we're going to see the downtrend come back into play. We got a new 5-minute about to pop up in a little bit. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, y'all. Y'all see that scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, playmaker underscore way, TikTok underscore playmaker way underscore post daily on both pages. Dropped some posts for y'all yesterday. Got some new posts lined up for y'all today. Also, got a new video dropping for y'all today on YouTube at the beginning of New York session. Make sure to have y'all's notice on. Make sure my mic's sounding good. It's sounding good.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO. Liftoff of mission 41B, the first flight of the Orbit Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower. 3, 2, 1, 0, 0. Discovery, go at throttle up.
What's going on? What's going on? Appreciate that. So again, we're looking at these other charts. GU's starting to do the move we're looking for. Or here's why I'm not really interested in this setup is because again, just taking it day by day. You don't got to take every setup. I'm in this setup right now. I had a nice 1 to 3. So again, there's no reason to jump to a bunch of other setups. I'm just going to ride this out, look for pulse re-entry, and then also see what happens going into New York session. But again, with the gold, you see gold's pushing up right now as well. So we're going to see if we can break back above the whole 33.70 as support. If so, we can look for buys going back up to the highs up here at 33.80. There's a nice push on that candlestick. The US30, again, we're watching to see what price it does. If we break below 44,000, hold that as resistance. We're looking for sales going back down to the lows right here at 34,800. Or if it decides to follow NAS100 SPX's lead, we might see price try to make all-time highs, right? Because again, when we look at NAS100, I gotta update my levels because it made all-time highs again. But we're going to a naked chart. I think this one, let's make it close enough. All right, we're trying to hold those highs to 11. And also the TikTok live yesterday, y'all know exactly what price is attempting to do right now, right? Because what did we talk about in the TikTok live and all the TikTok lives? And again, if you're not watching the TikTok lives, you're missing out, right? Because again, the TikTok lives are completely different from the London session lives. The TikTok lives, we're breaking stuff down. It's a lot more educational versus the London session lives like right now. I'll still answer questions, I'll still break stuff down, right? But during these lives, we're mainly looking for setups to actually trade. But during the TikTok lives, we break down the trades we talked about during the London session live, and then we break down again how we read the charts and the market structure. So again, you're all serious about trading, you're not a member, but you're also not taking advantage of all the free stuff I do. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all, right? Because what we talk about in the price action technical analysis playbook, in order for the uptrend to continue, we need to break past the previous high, which gives us a new higher high. We also have to respect the support level the higher low is resting on. So we see right here that price, this was the previous higher high. We now see price trying to turn this resistance level into support to make a new higher high. We can clearly see price trying to do that. Right. So depending on price does that today or not, it might affect the decision of US30 either starting the downtrend or reattempting to bring the uptrend back into play, right? Because when we look at NAS100, this level where the previous all-time highs were price rejected twice and the reversal happened in the consolidation, that took place in June, right? But when we look at US30, I need a naked chart. I think this one's naked. All right, but when we look at US30, we did not break those all-time highs yet, right? We rejected them. We try to break them again. Failed to hold that level of support, rejected. So again, right now we're right underneath this level. So depending, that's why again we're looking for buys. We hold this level back as support. Looking for sells. We break below because depending on what price does today and this week, it's going to determine if the uptrend is going to come back into play or if we're going to see that bearish momentum kick back in. Make sure to like the live. You're on subscribe. You're not subscribed already. We just hit 3,470 subscribers. I think we hit 3,000. Where my phone at? Let me pull it up. Someone just making stuff up. We got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit as well. We just hit 3,000. I said 400. I'm tripping. We just hit 3,770 subscribers. We hit 3,780 easily. So let's go ahead and subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. But yeah, good start to the week, y'all. Good start to the week. And again, we entered this in yesterday's live. And like I talked about yesterday, right? Because I get this message all the time. If you told me this message, don't take it personally, right? But people be like, oh, you know, I'm asleep or I can't get up or I'll be too tired if I'm up during the London session lives. These live streams are recorded, y'all. The recording is up way before New York session. Sometimes it'd be weird on my end, but if you click that link, you're gonna be able to watch the recording, right? And if y'all not, let me know. But I'm pretty sure you're able to watch the recording because after the live's over, I'm still able to be in the live and watch the live rewind. And then even when the live's over, it still shows up on my end. But the live's uploaded and there hours before New York session. Again, these setups I talk about aren't just strictly setups I see happening or taking place during London session, right? It's just like with the GUs going as projected for those that hopped into GU, by the way. It's just like what I talk about with the Sunday chart analysis. The Sunday chart analysis, it doesn't just go over what I see price doing Sunday night going into Monday. It goes over what I see price doing throughout the entire week, right? And again, I don't got a crystal ball. I can't be like, hey, at this exact time, this is going to take place, which is why, again, if you're going to be a trader, you have to be on the charts before the move takes place. You got to be there ready, waiting for the move either to be about to play out or not play out, right? Which is why, again, we're on the live streams waiting to see if our confirmations are going to be met or not met. But DJ is pushing right now. GU's pushing as well. So yeah, this thing's going crazy right now. We're about to see if we can hit this next zone right here. Again, this would have been a nice entry, but was on the charts, right? I was on the charts when the final TV got hit. I just moved SL in profit, took a quick nap before I went live. So it would have been different if we retested this during London session. But as you can see, this was the London session candlestick. So it is what it is, right? No need to be greedy. We're already in this setup. We got this entire push yesterday and today. About to see if we can take these highs out. Again, if you watch the Sunday chart analysis, it was in yesterday's live stream. This is exactly what I was talking about. I still recommend watching yesterday's live stream because you saw perfect examples of why we stick to the rules, why we follow the floor price, and why we wait for retest confirmations, right? And if you're a member, watch the New York price watch list because I literally broke this down, telling y'all that this trade is still valid. We still look for buys here. And I showed y'all that I re-entered the trade. And if y'all re-entered the trade, you could have not only caught this nice 1-to-1, but then you could have caught this 1-to-3 going 1-to-4 right now. Those who join the stream, make sure to hit that first link in the description on the free stream free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for y'all. So did I update it from last month? Let me see. Yeah, that's how we did last month, right? Let me make sure I updated how we did last month on here. So we hit that first link. You're going to see how we did yesterday. So we hit TV6 yesterday. We were past that now. We're up way more than 50 pips right now. How we did last week, we went 6-0 last week. The week before that, we went 5-1, giving us 83% win rate. You scroll to August 1st, you can see how we ended July. July, we went 17-2, giving us an 89% win rate, catching a total of 72,813 pips. You click right here, it's going to take you to the beginning of the month. Everything's dated, timed, and documented. Literally can make none of this stuff up. And as you can see here, July 2nd, you can see how we ended quarter 2. April, we went 16-1, catching 68,765 pips. May, we went 19-1, catching 32,162 pips. And then June, we went 17-4, catching 17,347 pips. Ended the quarter 52-6, that's a 90% win rate, catching a total of 119,274 pips. Same thing, you click right here, it's going to take you to the beginning of the quarter. You also see how we ended quarter 1, 44-5, 90% win rate, 155,207 pips. You click right here, it's going to show you how we started and ended last year. And then we really do this over here, y'all. We literally average high 80, high 90% win rates on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. As you can see, we're all the way in 2024. Nothing's changed with the date and the month, right? So we really do this stuff over here, y'all. As you can see, we're literally going up a month-by-month basis. And you can see we literally average high 80, high 90% win rates on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. And we've been doing this since 2022, y'all. You go to where it says subscribers, you scroll down to photos. There were 1,700 photos over 3 years worth of receipts. You can see screenshots of positions, screenshots of signals, student results, testimonials, all that good stuff. So make sure to explore the channel, y'all. But yeah, right now we're just chilling in GJ and watching GU do his thing. Again, we do have 8:30 news later on today. Going to be going live with the members and students during that. So members, make sure to be on the lookout for that link. But like always, if you missed the live, you got to leave early. The live stream will be uploaded and recorded in the channels later on. So y'all in GU, y'all up right now. GU is pushing nicely. So if y'all into GU, y'all up. Again, it's the same setup we talked about yesterday as well as in the Sunday chart analysis. We're going to hold 34.40 as support. We're going to be looking for buys going to 34.80. I'm really just watching this guy reacts to this level. It's already did a decent move for the day, and we're literally just an hour into London session. So, like I always talk about, when we see big moves and big candlesticks, we're on the daily time frame right now, right? So when we're already seeing big moves take place, and we still got a whole session or 2 sessions to go, 8 times out of 10, we're going to see price. Like, this is how these wicks are created, right? Because again, before this wick, price did a big ass move, and then what did it do? It ended up retracing and then consolidating for the rest of the day, right? So with GJ, we're either going to see price try to break through these levels and see abnormally large candlestick play out, or we're going to see some retracing and consolidating and a retest, especially because, again, this thing's been shooting up for like 5 days now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, right? And they're also coming back up to these highs that last time price rejected multiple times, right? So retracement is definitely due. So we're going to watch and see what price does. If it doesn't do that today, it might do it tomorrow. But again, we're just going to take it day by day right here. GU still pushing. US30 gold still chilling. So yeah, they're probably going to be chilling up until New York news. But GJ and GU are still pushing though. So again, let's see how price reacts here. I'm not against price retracing back here, but that's just me wanting to catch more pips. But again, we're either going to look for price to retrace back and hold 199.15 as support, or we could break above and hold 199.65 as support. We're going to be looking for continued buys going to 200 and 5. So that's right there. Let's see what this next 15 looks like. All right, so we're pushing this top right here. Let's see what GU is up to. GU still pushing as well. Gold and US30 kind of consolidating. Looks like US30 is trying to make a move. So again, y'all, from this point, we're going to be watching to see if it's going to try to keep on pushing, or if it's going to retrace for us. Because like we talked about earlier, we caught two candlesticks. We caught this whole high up. So we're either going to break through this level, or we're going to retrace. Now, I would like to see, I ain't gonna lie, I would like to see a retracement today during the news, before the news, and then see later on today going to New York, price push back up and break this level, and then turn it and retest and hold this as a support. But it could try to retest here, but I'd like to see this get retested and held as support, just because it'll make life a little bit easier to continue to go for buys. We do got some stuff to worry about over here as well, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Again, y'all got a new video dropping for you later on today. We're also going to be going live later on at TikTok as well, so make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see that scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram playmaker_wait, TikTok _playmaker_wait _. It's a nice move right there. As far as today, we had a few news events. We had Australian news pop off a few hours ago. We got 8:30 USD news, and then later on tonight, when markets reopen, we got 9:30 Australian news. So right now, we're at a nice 1 to 4. So that means whatever you would have risked would be up 4 times that amount right now. So you would have risked 100, you would be up 400 right now. If you risked $1,000, you would be up 4,000. Got a new 5-minute about to pop up in a little bit. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When you're looking at the charts, drop them in the chat. You already know the drill. We're just 5 minutes right now. Not yet. Not yet. Like I said, I'm not looking for sells on gold unless we break below 33.24. If we break below 33.24 and hold that as resistance, then we go look for sells. If not, we're still technically bullish. All right, this is just reversal territory. I'm not going for sells yet. It's too early to go for sells. Again, you want to go for the bigger picture. You don't want to chase price or try to catch a small move. That's how a lot of times you get fucked up in the markets. You want to understand the overall direction price is going, and then you want to go that direction, right? So that includes, once you understand what direction price is going, to figure out where's the best place to enter at to continue to ride that wave. And you just, again, like we're doing right now, we're just waiting to see if price is going to meet our levels, right? You see my sell idea here. I'm not going to enter a sell up here. I'm not going to enter a buy here. I'm literally going to only enter a sell if we hold this low as resistance, just like I'm only going to enter a buy if we hold this low as support, just like with yesterday's live, right? When GJ did this drop to the downside, I still said what? I said, we're still looking for buys. So we're either going to look for price to push back above here, or we're going to look for buys down here. What did price end up doing? Came back up. Then we went for buys. So again, imagine if we got impatient or chase price and went for sell that the price did that. We would have missed this whole push to the upside. You get what I'm saying? So you always want to know what the bigger picture is, and you just want to wait for the bigger picture to play out. Right? Again, like I always talk about, the goal isn't to catch every candlestick. The goal is to go for high probability, high quality setups. Right? Especially because we have news later on today. Especially when we're in reversal territory, it would be a way bigger of a risk to even go for sells right now. Right? So it's like stuff like this is like what makes the difference between trading and gambling, is just really sitting back and strictly only going for high probability setups, and then only going for setups that meet and follow your rules. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm chilling right now. If I do take anything else, it'll probably be another GJ position. I'm talking about prior to New York, but if I don't take anything between now and 6 a.m., I'm just gonna wait till after the 8:30 news, and then wait for 9:30 New York Open to see what US30 and gold is talking about, and also see what GJ and GU end up doing. So I'm not against riding this GJ wave, because if y'all was here last month, y'all know we rode the GJ wave all last month. Like we literally rode that wave, the entire uptrend all last month, all June. So I'm not against continuing to ride that wave once the volume picks back up. All right, so that's what we're really looking at right now. Again, it's just like yesterday, and every day, especially, and this is why I always talk about in the Sunday chart analysis, because again, not every Monday and Tuesday is slow, right? But that's why in the Sunday chart analysis, I always talk about, to give y'all a heads up, get y'all's mind right, to be prepared that, hey, usually the beginning of the week, things are kind of slow, right? It's not going to always be action, or as soon as you hop onto a chart, you jump into these setups. And I say it all the time, like, these videos I see online where people are like, oh, I made X amount of dollars in 20 minutes. I can't believe I just did this in 20 minutes. They're lying to you, right? Now, from the time they entered buy or sell and closed the trade, that very much so could have took 20 minutes. But for you to think that every day you're going to open the charts, and from the time you do your analysis, figure out whether you're looking for buys or sells, figure out what charts or pairs you're trading, then waiting for your confirmation, waiting for price to come to where you want to enter buys or sells at, then entering the buy or sell, then closing the setup. That's not going to take 20 minutes every single day. All right, so again, you guys have to understand that's why I do the live stream. Yes, sometimes they can be boring. Yes, sometimes we're kind of watching paint dry, but at the end of the day, we're actually paying attention to the market structure. And what we're looking for And at the end of the day, this is what trading is, right? It's not opening up a chart and entering buy or sell immediately. That's just not how that's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna let these things play out right now. Looks like GU did a little bit of retest. Retest his liquidity here. Nice little wick. It might try to keep pushing up to the upside. But yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna let GU do his thing right here. I really want to look for a gold US30 setup, but I'm gonna wait for the New York session for that. Shout out to everybody in the live, y'all. Shout out to everybody who's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody who's been live since y'all joined. Again, make sure you hit that first link in the description on the free Telegram. Y'all see the screenshots we did last month and last quarter. Again, see this GJ setup. We entered this yesterday. See how it's playing out. You see how we ended yesterday with it as well. If we scroll back down. I went far up. All right, this is what it was looking like yesterday, right underneath that level. You can see here, this thing went from a 1 to 2 all the way up to a 1 to 4. So it did twice the move last night that it did yesterday, New York session. Nasty setup right there. Yeah, it looks like GU is still hitting this thing as well. Put it into GU as well, but again, it's the beginning of the week. No point in being greedy. You don't got to take every setup. So we're going to see how GJ plays out at this level right here, and then we're going to be live with the members during the 8:30 news to see how the charts play out, break it down the GJ setup as well, see what US30 and gold's got in store for us. Again, y'all, if you want to learn how to identify these levels, my exact strategy, or copy my signals, they gave us a 100% win rate last week, a 90% win rate Q2 and Q1. Y'all know what to do. Click those links in the description. Again, use discount code IsMyTime for 20% off. And yeah, we'll be back at the same time tomorrow. London session 3 EST.